the age of social media, all it takes nowadays to spark up an online fight is to merely have an opinion. One opinion will cause many to spiral into a pit hole of anger where no one dialogues, only insults the person who has the unpopular or even the popular opinion regarding the latest trends in comic books, movies, or pulp culture. It makes sense given the circumstance. After all, acting tough behind the protective wall of the black mirror we all own and use on a daily basis makes it easy for anyone to jump right into a tirade of insults and threats. Again, just for having an opinion that they may disagree with. I decided to go against that notion. I've decided to start a video series where we discuss the hot topic issues within the comic book industry and pulp culture and provide you with another perspective. One of logic, reason, with just plain old dialogue between two people who have different opinions. My co-host and I will discuss the pulp culture topics at hand in a fun, engaging, and respectable manner. So, without further ado, let's talk about it. What up, what up? Hello, everyone, to another edition of, let's talk about it. Oh, I can't hear you. I can't hear you, brother. I can't hear you.
Take 3.
There you go. High quality production.
High quality production.
Welcome to another show, another edition of Let's Talk About It. I'm your host, Julius Freeman, and with me, as always, is the one and only
Kyle.
Woo, man. Guys, here we are yet again. Ghetto Dragon Book 1 Street Wars is now live on Kickstarter. Normally we have, hey Kyle, how was your week? What'd you pick up? But we are going to skip over it this week because we want to get right into not just the campaign, but also the story and the things behind Ghetto Dragon and why it's taking me, as long as it has to get this project another go, because I did launch this project a few years back on Indiegogo, and I wasn't entirely happy with it, but we can get into that further as the show progresses. But here we are. Ghetto Dragon Book 1 is live on Kickstarter. Justin, what's up, playa? Welcome back to the show. Glad you're with us. Hopefully, you can stick with us throughout the whole show because we do have something special for you guys. For hoping it's going to work out because, let's just be transparent, Kyle. Let's just put it out there. Let's put it out there. Jason, what's up, man? Glad to have you here. So we want to do something special for you guys tonight in celebration of the Ghetto Dragon launch. And we were going to have a trivia game where, we compiled a whole bunch of questions, comic book trivia, that you guys were going to be invited on, and the winner would have gotten a few books from my own personal collection that I'm going to give away to you guys as a thank you for your support. Good books too, for your support for the channel. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and comment, subscribe. And also, if you guys do it, then, the campaign, so thank you for supporting the Kickstarter campaign. It's live in the ghetto. Yes, right. Spots.
Yeah.
And so Kyle and I, we compiled roughly 60 questions. We compiled 60 questions. It was going to be 5 rounds. And the tier maker website,
choice, write-in, all that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Multiple choice. Thank you, Kyle. Multiple choice, write-ins, guessing of the images, and that kind of stuff, all that. And the tier maker website is down, and I can't get access to the freaking game.
We spent so much time getting it all up and ready. We spent all this time getting it up and putting it all together. We were like, okay, we actually spent budget money on this thing, and we actually tried, and then the servers go down.
Yeah, the servers go down.
Right as we start this thing.
Right as we
So
start the show, and I was gonna, move some things around, add some few things here and there to make it a bit more fun. And when I went to the site, it went down. So we're hoping that within the hour of the first hour, the website comes back up and we're able to use it, and then you guys can join the game. Hey, Jason, that's not on me, man. That's the people who work at that website.
we actually tried.
We actually tried. We put together great the curse of big budget production, guys.
I know. It's
oh man. So, Ghetto Dragon.
Ghetto
Here we are.
Dragon.
Ghetto Dragon. Now, Kyle, do you have any questions for me, or the chat? If you guys are listening to the show, watching, do you guys have any questions for me? Because I'm going to put the page up and we're going to go down the list and explain to you guys what I'm offering.
Basically, what we're going to do in this first segment is just kind of what we normally do whenever we bring on another creator who's also having a campaign that's going live. So we're going to ask a bunch of questions about the story, and we're going to talk about the creator himself or herself, and seeing, what it took to make this book. What are the characters like? What was some of your experiences that you put into it? All that we're going to be answering, asking, and he's going to be answering. If you have any questions about the book, please drop them in the chat. I
do so
on your behalf, and then Julius will go and answer them to the best of his abilities. It's right there on Kickstarter if you want to go and back this project. So I guess let's get started. So Julius.
Yes.
Has action.
Say that again. You broke up in the beginning there.
This book have action.
Will this book have action? Yes. There's a bear.
All right, that's it. That's all you need to know. It's good. Just get it. All right, questions over.
Okay. Well, no. Let me just start off by saying this. Now, the campaign, the goal is 10,000. Now, the reason why it's 10,000 is because the money is not going to be funneled to the production of book one, because here's the great news about book one, guys. The book is done. It's complete. All I need to do is send it to the printers. That's it. No waiting for next year. No, no delay, because I don't need to do any the touch ups or recoloring like I did with Reset Protocol. This is done, guys. 100% done. So the 10,000 goal is for the future of Ghetto Dragon, and not only Ghetto Dragon, but also a Lucid Comic, the company that I wanna jumpstart and get to grow, because Ghetto Dragon is going to be one of the flagship books that I want for a Lucid Comic, and so yeah, it's like I said, it's done. The delivery estimate is November of this year, so it's not that far off. It's literally right around the corner, and yeah, that's why I guess I asked for such a high goal. It's not because I want to produce the book. It's just to gain the funds to help a Lucid Comic grow. Now, and Jason's asking, what is Ghetto Dragon? It's funny because Ghetto Dragon was it started with the title. One day I was sitting in my desk and I was kind of coming up with some ideas for a comic book, story that I wanted to develop at some point down the line. I was about 19 years old. And one day I was in my apartment, again, sitting in my desk, looking at the blank page, trying to figure out, well, what is it that I want to write? And right when I was doing that, I look out the window because I heard a bunch of commotion that distracted me. So I look out and there's a fight happening. And granted, this is the time when I still lived in the ghetto. So there's all sorts of stuff like that happened daily where I lived at. Drive-by shootings, arguments, fights, all sorts of stuff, crazy stuff. So this instance was no different than the other day. However, what made this different and what made this stick was it was 3 guys against 1.
And the three guys rushed the one dude, right? And it was kind of amazing because it's kind of similar to what we see in viral videos, fight videos that we see online. The dude hopped back with his fist up, and the three guys were coming at him at once, and whack, first punch, guy went down. Boom. Second guy came, left, boom. Second guy went down. And then the third guy kind of hesitated, and he kind of, and they started fighting. The guy, boom, knocked him out. And then the guy ran away because, of course, he didn't want to risk, maybe backup coming up. And so he just booked it. And then that got me thinking, like, oh, wow, this is like crazy. Well, of course, it was crazy seeing that. And so I was like, oh, it's a ghetto thing. It's like, it looked kind of like a ghetto dragon. Like, because I was thinking about Bruce Lee and everything, right? I was like, ghetto dragon. I was like, dragon. I like the sound of that. Ghetto dragon. So I wrote it down. Ghetto dragon. And that's all I had. That's what it started with. I started with the title, Ghetto Dragon. And then essentially, that's exactly what happened, Jason. I asked the question, who or what is Ghetto Dragon? And from there, I developed it. It took about 5 years to develop because the story took a bunch of drafts. The drafts that I developed were totally starkly different from one after the other because, things started. I noticed sometimes that, this is too similar to this story. This is too similar to that, so on and so forth. So I kept developing it so that way I could stay away from the cliches, stay away from things that other people have already done. And here is the outcome of it. This is it right here. Ghetto Dragon Book 1. Ben's asking why the campaign for only 35 days. That's a great question, Ben. Here's why. Because what I'm offering are only 3 tiers.
3 tiers. That's it.
3 tiers. That's all I'm offering. 3 tiers. One is the book, 70 plus pages for 25. And the 70 plus pages is the story plus some extra stuff that's going to be at the end of it, which is going to be, only available here. And the second or reward is the brown belt reward, which is the wraparound foil cover by this image here, drawn by Afu-chan. I'll look for the image right now. I'll show you guys how the image looks blowing up so you guys can see it clearly. But
yeah, it's going to be a little small right now.
Yeah. But I'll find it and I'll show you guys. It's going to wrap around and it's going to be foil. And it's a beautiful cover. The image, you can't see it here because it's really small, but maybe I can zoom in. You guys can see it better. No.
Yeah, it says a little.
Oh, you can kind of see it here, kind of, but not really.
Yeah, it moved half an inch. Great.
Yeah, so it's going to be a wraparound foil cover, naked. So there'll be no
naked,
not
virgin.
Naked. I'm sorry. What was it called?
It's virgin.
Virgin.
It's a naked book, man.
Yeah, it's gonna no logo. It's just gonna be the image, and then the black belt tier is the regular cover, which is this here, but drawn by Comic Ken. I can't pronounce your last name, brother, so I apologize. I'm not gonna try, but it's gonna be this cover, this book here, the wraparound foil cover, and a third book. Now, this third book is gonna be a graphite edition of book 2. 44 pages. It's a 44-page preview of book 2 of the Ghetto Dragon. Now, why 35 days, Ben? It's because these prints are one of a kind. They're only going to be available here on Kickstarter. After this campaign closes, I'm going to do these books are going to, not these books, this book here, the cover A book, it's going to go to print on demand, but the foil cover and the graphite edition will no longer be available after this campaign's over. Like, never again. I'm never going to reprint them. I don't plan to reprint them. If you want your copy or copies, you should get it now. And the price point may seem a bit high, but this is a flat fee. There is no shipping and handling. And unfortunately, I can't do international shipping. And even this is long before the tariffs, by the way. So don't think it's because of the tariffs. I learned long ago, I think it was in the Vigilant Fury campaign, international shipping is expensive.
Oh,
and I didn't calculate it correctly, so I lost a little bit of money. And on top of that, I don't like the idea of people having to overpay for something like a book, because of shipping and handling. So unfortunately, I can't do. I didn't do international shipping. It's only within the U.S. But this is it. This price here, $25, will cover the printing cost, the book, and the shipping and handling. So you're good to go there. So you just pay a flat price. 25, nice. 55 for the foil cover, and then 95 for all the 3 books.
Awesome. And it's
so there you go.
I noticed a little fun detail there where it's the black belt, brown belt, white belt in terms of the tiers.
Virgin cover, naked cover, this stream escalated.
Yeah, it's
I opened up a can of worms.
Yeah,
what kind of nude virgin book you making? You should naked virgin cover. You should do well on Kickstarter.
High production budget.
You know what I should have done, dude? I should have done a cover like this, and then the cover A would have been him naked.
Just wear some tidy whities.
Yeah, like get the exclusive uncensored version of Ghetto Dragon cover.
The naked version.
Oh, I got a backer. Thank you. Whoever backed it, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, guys. I don't know. What else do you guys have? Kyle, do you have any questions? I think pretty much explained it.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you want to mention about the campaign itself? That because we have a question here. It says the 70 pages plus bonus content. I think you already explained what the bonus content was.
Yeah, it's gonna be I haven't decided yet. There's a few options I have, but there will be a bonus like a extra pages of something. I just don't know what. I don't know if should be a short story or I should add a few of some of the old short stories of Ghetto Dragon that I've produced over the years. I'm not sure yet, but it's going to be more than 70. More than likely might be a little closer to 80 pages total. So it's it'll be about 70 some. I think it's about 70 some. I can't remember the exact number, but I know it's 70 pages of story, book 1, and then the rest will be the extra stuff.
That's cool. I guess my question to you is that, Ghetto Dragon, you talked a little bit about the origin of how it began. Now, obviously, it's like you mentioned, excuse me, as you mentioned.
Are you going through puberty, Kyle?
Yeah, it's a virgin naked cover, man. No, you mentioned Bruce Lee. And
yes,
obviously, with his outfit, it's very reminiscent of that.
Mm-hmm.
I assume that was a very conscious choice of yours. So, is the Asian karate and specifically Bruce Lee like a very big influence in this book and on you personally? Like, is that something that you always loved as either like a child or like you just grown to love? I guess you would say.
I grew up. My mom actually was a huge Bruce Lee fan. She loved Bruce Lee and his movies, and she watched every movie that came out of his. And I regret it because she used to have the Game of Death poster, the original one, and so she was the one that introduced me to his movies. So whenever she would watch him, she would let me sit with her and I watch it. And of course, seeing some guy kicking ass and being all cool and hopping around, doing doing these weird noises. But and of course, when you're a kid, you don't know what the hell he's doing. You just think it looks cool because he's beating everyone up. And so, his movies did have a lasting effect on me. And so when I got older and I started to learn more about who Bruce Lee was as a person, not just a movie star, then I started to really appreciate more and more deeply about what his original intent was. Obviously, he wanted to be some kind of star, some kind of actor, but at the same time, he also loved martial arts. He had a discipline about it, and that's what got me to really respect the man behind the legend, right? The movie legend. Was the fact that he really did dedicate his life to develop a new martial arts, like a brand new martial arts, and he called it Jeet Kune Do. And Jeet Kune Do is what he calls the style with no style.
Style with no style.
Style with no style. And of course, a lot of people go, "Huh? What does that mean? Why does he mean style with no style?" Because of course, you have jujitsu, you have what's the other style that's out there? The kickboxing,
taekwondo, you have,
Muay Thai, all those. You have all those styles, all those disciplines. And so Jeet Kune Do was, again, like you said, the style with no style. And the reason why is because Bruce Lee, growing up, used to have a lot of street fights. He used to be involved in a lot of street fights growing up in the streets of San Francisco. He used to get into a lot of trouble in San Francisco because he would just get into fights with people. And he realized, wow, all that discipline that I learned, the Wing Chun, he disciplined himself with Wing Chun. He learned Wing Chun from a master in Hong Kong, Ip Man. They made movies about the master. His name was Ip Man. And so he learned Wing Chun, which is still a very, very, it's a very tough style to because it's just punching.
Oh, okay.
But he realized, but he realized in the street fight, that doesn't matter at all. Because people pick up rocks, people use knives, people want to kill you when they, sometimes when you're in a street fight. And so this Wing Chun style ain't going to help you when a guy is like going wailing and like, going crazy on you, and there's no way for you to adapt. He's got a
knife.
Yeah, exactly. And you can't do Wing Chun when the guy's swinging a knife like crazy, right? And so he realized, in a street fight, anything goes. You have to adapt in a second in a street fight. And so that's what Jeet Kune Do essentially is the style of no style, because it trains you to be alert in the street fight and to end the street fight as soon as possible. Because Bruce Lee understood a real street fight cannot last longer than a few minutes, because you get tired, you're exhausted because the adrenaline is going. And on top of that, all it takes is for one good punch. Doesn't matter if the guy's good or not. Doesn't matter if the guy's skilled. If he lands a good punch, you're out, because you're still human. You still got a chin, right? You're still going to get knocked out.
But on TV and movies and stuff, they're fighting for a whole episode.
What's your favorite Bruce? I will have to say Big Boss, man. Big Boss. The Big Boss is my favorite. For sure. Justin says my favorite line from a Bruce Lee movie is delivered by Jim Kelly. Man, you straight out of a comic book. That's from
a slogan for the book.
Yeah. Oh, I could have. I should have done that. That's from Enter the Dragon, by the way, Colin, in case you didn't know.
Okay, yeah, I haven't watched really much of any Bruce Lee movies.
Well then, add it to your list.
I'll put it on my list. The only thing that I know of Bruce Lee that I've seen in movies was just the parody of him from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I
heard there's some controversy with that.
I have my problems with that because when you study Bruce Lee's life, you find out who he really was as a person, but based on interviews with his friends and colleagues and stuff. So when he developed his style, he went out and started selling it. Started selling for lessons to teach people how to utilize his style and how to use it for everyday survival, right? And oh gosh, I lost my train of thought.
Bruce Lee in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah. So in that scene, he instigated the fight with the Brad Pitt character, and I get it too. It's a movie, so I forgave it because it's a fictionalized version of Hollywood that Quentin Tarantino wrote here. So I could suspend my disbelief here. So I wasn't too mad about it because it wasn't based on a true story. It was just a fictionalized version of what Tarantino wanted to see on the screen, right?
Right.
But in real life,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
no,
it's the one thing that that's my real first interaction with him, seeing him on the big screen and stuff like that. So I guess from that aspect, maybe that wasn't the best first impression that could have been made.
But I will say this though, the actor who played him did a great job portraying him.
Yeah.
That's how he talked. That's how he moved. All the way it was like, dude, that actor, spot on
So
Bruce
if they
Lee.
made a Bruce Lee tribute movie or another one, they should
They
cast
did
him.
in the I think it was in the late 90s. They made one. They made, it's called not the Last Dragon. It's called oh gosh, I think it's called, oh gosh, I can't remember. Guys, help me out in the chat here. Name of that movie. Yeah, and exactly. Tarantino's a Bruce Lee fan as well. So in real life, Bruce Lee never initiated a fight. His thing was, my style is the best because it deals with real life, situations. Oh, there you go. Thank you, Jason. It's called Dragon, the Bruce Lee story.
Oh, okay.
And so his thing was, my style trumps all the other styles because you guys are too formalized, too boxed in, that my style, which is the fluid, movement and everything, you don't know where I'm going. It's the best style. And so when he said that, of course, all the students, all the masters of those other practicing martial arts skills would challenge him.
Right.
Would literally challenge him to a fight.
I challenge you. You're not good.
Yeah,
You're just dancing around over here.
And
I can take you.
I bought his book. I bought Tao of Jeet Kune Do so I could further understand the philosophy behind what Jeet Kune Do is all about. And he did write that in the street fight, the styles don't matter. And that's why you should utilize everything you have against your opponent, because your opponent wants to get you first. And so he said every street fight is literally Mortal Kombat, and not the video game, not the video game, the actual phrase Mortal Kombat with the hard C, not a K. And that's how he viewed street fights. It's like one punch, you flop, and if you hit a corner, you're dead.
Yeah,
it's over. Or your skull gets broken open, it's over, right? So that's why he said it's important when you go into a street fight that you're always going to be in Mortal Kombat, because your opponent wants to hurt you. Your opponent wants to send you to the hospital first. And then his thing was escalation. If someone comes at you with a knife and you have fists, you break his arm. Break it. That's the first thing you should do. Yes. Break his arm. Try to get his arm with the knife and then break it, and then fight's over. And you push him away, and then that's it. It's over. You don't continue. And so on and so forth. You escalate. You escalate the fight. You escalate the not the fight, but you escalate the pain first. Oh, okay. You go first before your opponent can do it to you. And so I took that, and I implemented that in the Ghetto Dragon character. So, the first few iterations of Ghetto Dragon was very Bruce Lee heavy. But then as I kept developing it, I went, you know what? I should take away the Bruce Lee element, because someone else already did that. I found another movie and other stories where people did that. And I was okay, let me just take that away. And I'll just make it primarily focused on Matt Guerra, the main character of Ghetto Dragon, and focus on his story. Who is this guy? Who is he?
Right.
What does he want to do? What are his goals? What happens to him if he does get into a fight with someone? And that's what started the seed for book one, which is, well, what happens if he fights someone who doesn't quit or doesn't stop? Because in the ghetto, there's this unspoken rule and an unwritten rule too, where you have to have the last word. there is no honorable, oh, you got me, man, so okay, let's squash it, let's end the beef and let's move on. No. In the ghetto, it's like, oh, that fool got me, well, I'm going to get him back when he least suspects it. And then it escalates, and eventually escalates in tragedy, unfortunately, sometimes, most of the time. And that's what I came up with the idea of, like, well, let's see what that looks like without him being a gangster or a street thug. What does a straight and narrow guy who isn't afraid to hurt you go up against cold-blooded killers? How does that look like? And that's what developed the whole story of not just book one, but the whole lore of Ghetto Dragon.
I was gonna say that, you mentioned, about the characters, about Nat, and I wanted to know, in your opinion, obviously, since you're writing the character, in your opinion, what is your character Matt's biggest strength and weakness in the story?
Ooh. His strength is his fearlessness against adversity. He isn't afraid to face it. He faces it head on, as you should. As what Bruce Lee taught in his Jukundo, his Tao of Jukundo, is that when you find yourself in that situation, do not blink, do not hesitate. You act first.
Yeah.
You know, because your opponent is going to act first. Because your opponent wants to get you down first before anything else.
Right.
And so he in one of it, because the book not only has his philosophical teachings of Jeet Kune Do, he also has the disciplinary, like, okay, here's what you need to do, here's what you need to do, so on and so forth. And he in one chapter he trains you, or he gives you the lessons of how to train your mind not to freeze when you're put in a situation like a heavy situation, like a fight situation.
Okay.
So, because most people freeze in situations.
Well, it's either the fight or flight, and
exactly.
then they kind of added freeze onto it, because that's definitely true. A lot of people, they just it's like deer in the headlights.
Exactly. So his thing was train yourself to get out of that. So when it does really happen, you act. You don't hesitate, because hesitation is kill you. It could kill you. Literally, it could kill you. His weakness is kryptonite.
I was gonna say, when I saw that, I'm like, no. His weakness is Brad Pitt.
RO2 Major says be water. Exactly. That's another famous thing of his, is be water. That's the same theme of style with no style. So there's that.
I think there's another question of or you're gonna say what his actual weakness is.
Oh, his weakness is his pride. It's pride.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing I remember. When I first, during the Indiegogo campaign, I had written a version of that, and the feedback I got from some of my closest friends was, I like him, but he's too perfect. There's nothing wrong with him. Like I can't connect with this guy. And that's when I thought, okay, well, crap, I have to find something. And that's when I developed this whole he's prideful because he thinks he can kick everyone's ass.
Yeah, he's the best. I'm untouchable.
Yeah.
I can
exactly.
just do whatever.
Exactly. So that's what once I figured that out, I was like, okay, cool. Now I can work with this. Now I could start developing the story with that wrinkle, and then now I could create scenarios where the reader will see just how far he takes things that eventually blow up in his face. He thinks he's doing the right thing, but in reality, he's not. Exactly, Jason. Pride cometh before the fall. That's exactly what this Street Wars. That's pretty much the theme of Street Wars. Is that very thing? Is that it's not a deconstruction of the hero,
right?
Or it's not a deconstruction of the street vigilante, because those are great stories. It's more of him figuring things out because he's so young. When you're in your early 20s, 19, 20, 21, you think you know it all. You think you know everything. You think you got
Of course, I do. I know it all. Obviously, you old fart, you don't know anything. It's
and a lot of the
generation that knows everything.
And so, life sometimes gives you a smackdown to humble you and remind you, like, no, you don't. And that's what this book one pretty much explores for this series.
Well, also, I mean, like, I've had the pleasure of like reading some of the story and you talking with me and stuff like that, but you've also said, I mean, like, from my perspective, pride is not only a weakness in the main character Matt, but also the main villain of the series as well.
Yes.
So
the main villain, Dreamer. I don't want to give away too much because I want you guys to read the story. I'll just say this: he is very ambitious. He has that's the reason why he gave himself the name Dreamer. He has dreams of ruling the criminal underworld, but not in the sense of like the old ways where you just terrorize everybody and you rule that way. His way is very slick. His way is very secret. His way is very a mixture of the two, a mixture of the ruthlessness that comes with, running a street gang, and at the same time, strategy, methodical, exactly. A chess player. I'm not going to make this move because if I do, it's going to mess up what I have over here. So I'm going to do something else so that way I can work around it and not get caught up, not get caught, not get suspicion, not have the cops on me, that kind of deal. So
I didn't do anything. That wasn't me.
Exactly. So that plays a factor in the story, and Matt ends up becoming a thorn in his side in the story because of what happens. And again, I don't want to give away too much of what happens. I want you guys to read the story to find out exactly what I mean by that, because book 1, like I said, is done. It's complete. It's ready to go. Book 2, I'm at, I want to say about 89% penciled. Wow. Penciled.
Oh, okay.
Penciled. Not done. Penciled. The line artist currently, Chepe Rios, he is still drawing it. And, again, this 10K is, again, part of the whole growth of a Lucid comic. A lot of that money is going to go to the penciler to finish book 2 while I, get the books ready for you guys to fulfill and send you. And on top of that, you guys are going to get a preview of the second book, 44 pages of it, of Chepe's pencils. And, to show you exactly what you're going to get, here are his pencils right here. This right here.
Ooh.
Now Chepe, I can't.
Like some nice action.
Yeah. And Chepe was truly a godsend. Honestly, I was looking for a new artist for book 2 because the Alan Fletcher, the original artist for book 1, had to leave. He went back to school. He couldn't finish book 2, but the great thing about it is that he finished book 1, because I'm a stickler for, changing an artist in between, stories. So I was like, okay, look, because when he told me that he had to leave, he had to go back to school and he couldn't finish the book, I begged him. I was like, look, man, just finish book 1. I got 2 more chapters, and that'll be the end of book 1. And that way I could find a different artist, and it won't be too, distracting or too off-putting.
Yeah.
I can at least sell it as like a new artist, new story, or the continuation of the story, but a new chapter of this saga of Matt Ghetto. And that's what this book 2 is about. It's the events that take place right after the events of book 1. And it escalates. So book 1 is set up in action, but it's mainly set up. And book 2 is when everything gets situated and settled. But it escalates, though. It escalates to the point where it has to come to a head and something needs to give. And that's what book 2 is about. But yeah, look at Chepe's pencils, man. Like he is on it.
Wow. I know the detail and just all the little background and the shirt and all that stuff. It's
Jason, I like to stay and ask more questions, but I need to get up early for overtime at work. Best of luck. I'm backer number 1. Have a great night. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate that.
Thank
you're
you.
The first backer of this campaign. Yeah. I mean, just look at all this great detail. I mean, right now you can't really see it because of the screen, but when you guys see it, in person with the physical book, you guys are gonna really appreciate Chepe's pencils. Like his pencils are so tight. That I want you guys to appreciate it, at least, because after this, again, I'm going to find an inker and find a colorist and send you guys book 2 when it's ready to go.
Can't wait for that.
Yeah, and again, the part of the reasoning for this 10K as well is to help speed up the production process of book 2. So that way we won't have to wait a year or 2 for book 2. It could be within a few months, because Chepe is a pretty fast artist. He can draw pretty quickly. Amazingly, the fact that he's able to keep that detail.
Wow.
But he can draw fast, but based on my budget that I pay out of pocket, I have to move a certain speed because obviously I have bills, I have things I have to pay, other things I have to pay for. And so he already agreed, he's already ready, he's already committed that once if the funding, if the 10K is met, then I'll be able to speed up the process by giving them a chunk of what's owed to him to finish book 2. And he's ready. He's just waiting at this point. And
Nice.
so that's what you guys are going to be help support is the future of Ghetto Dragon and the future of a Lucid comic. Because one of the things that I want to do with this series is I want to continue doing a series. I want to do a series of this. And part of the reason why Western comics have been losing against manga the past few years is because the new readers in America, anyway, I don't know about Japan. I'm sure Japan's already settled, but in America, it's easy to get into a story because you go into a comic shop or you go into Barnes Noble and say someone gets you into, oh, you got to check out this manga. They could go to the store and find book 1 and start there.
Yeah. Just go right there and
get it. And that's part of it. Not the whole thing, because obviously there's a lot of factors that play as to why manga is outselling American comics. And a lot of it is the quality of the art is like phenomenal, even though it's in black and white. The stories are solid. The character development is on point. And so it keeps the new readers engaged and enthralled in the stories. And that's why they come back for book 2, book 3, book 4. Sometimes they buy the whole thing at once because they don't want to wait, right?
Whole series.
And this is the same idea for Ghetto Dragon. I want the turnaround to be a little faster. And of course, it's going to be up to your guys' support. It all depends on your support and whether or not you can help me get there. So that way I could churn out more stories of not just Ghetto Dragon, but if you scroll down, if you guys take the time to really look at the campaign, other projects that I have in the works. So you have Ghetto Dragon Book 2, you have Samuel Zeon, which is my supernatural action thriller story that I developed. And this one is about a mystic who is cursed with immortality because he released a whole bunch of demonic entities during the days of King Solomon. And so he was cursed to collect the entities he but inadvertently released into the world. And again, I don't want to give away too much because I want you guys to read it. But that's one example, Samuel Zeon, which is currently being produced. And it's going to be available in my paid Substack, which is called the Lucid Lounge, which I'll get more into a little later, if possible. Or if not, I'll probably make a video and upload it over the weekend so that way you guys can have a full scope of what I'm offering over at my Substack. That's called the Lucid Lounge. So this will be available there already. The first 11 pages are up. And down the line, I am going to open up a free one on Global Comics, Webtoons, and I'm going to drip it out. I'm going to drip this story out publicly. But if you sign up to my to the Lucid Lounge, you'll get access to the story long before everyone else does. So there's this, and then there's this one here, which is called Operation Guardian. And this was a project that fell through years ago. And hopefully I could be able to make it. And then this one here is a sci-fi futuristic dystopian story. It's a 4-issue story. It's called Project Genesis. The premise is, I don't want to give away the premise because I don't want people to steal the idea because I think it's a pretty cool idea. So I'm gonna stay mum about it.
All right.
But the premise is
cool, though.
It's I was really excited for this one, but then of course, like everything else in my life, Kyle, it falls apart.
Yeah,
it doesn't work out.
It's just that production, but we gotta get that production budget up. It's.
And then this one, the Dragon Conspiracy, again, a 3-issue. This was supposed to be a 3-issue story about dragons appearing in our modern times.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. And so this splash page here is downtown LA, and this is when the people look up and they see just a huge flock of dragons attacking downtown LA, modern day downtown LA.
Wow. Okay.
And so I have all these projects in the works. It's just that I gotta get some funds for it, and I have all these high concept ideas, and stories that are there ready to go. It's just I'm trying to get a Lucid comic to grow a bit, and why not start with, like I said, the flagship book of a Lucid comic, Ghetto Dragon. It's my first real creation as a writer. When I started writing comics, it's the first creation that I stuck with for 15 plus years. I kept this idea in my back pocket, waiting for the right artist, waiting for the right time. And the funny thing about book one, the production of book one, it took 5 years to complete book one.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
5 years, Kyle.
That's quite a long time.
5 years. It was wild, dude. And the reason for that is because when I discovered Alan Fletcher, the artist of book one, he never drawn a comic book in his life. And thank you.
In his
thank
life.
you, comic books. I appreciate that. Hey, look who it is, Kyle.
Wow, Tom.
Dionysius. Where have you been?
It's been forever.
I know, dude. We miss you here, man. We miss you. So as I was saying, so Alan had never drawn a comic book in his life, but I found him on Instagram, by the way, and his artwork just for some reason spoke to me. It just like, I don't know, it had this greediness to it. And I thought to myself, if this guy, if he draws comics, he could probably pull off a good Ghetto Dragon story for me. So I DM'd him and I asked him, hey, have you ever thought about, or have you ever tried to draw comics? And he's like, no, I never did any, like, I never read comics. I never was into it. I mean, I pick up a few things here and there from my friends, my colleagues who were in art school with me. However, I want to try it. And I was like, really? Yeah, I said, I want to try it. I want to see if I can do it. I want to challenge myself. And I was like, what? Great.
All right.
And so we negotiated some prices, and he's okay. Well, what do you got? And I pitched him Ghetto Dragon. And after I pitched him Ghetto Dragon, the first thing he said was like, dude, I love Bruce Lee. Yes, I'll do the project. So I was like, yeah, right. So
all right.
I found an artist and I gave him the idea. Okay, here's my idea. I'm going to do chapters. I'm going to do shorts. We're going to release them online and we're going to just build an audience there. And great. And we started doing that, which is the reason why when you scroll down here, you see chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. The idea was short stories, but overreaching plot line that connects everything. Mm-hmm. And after the 3rd chapter, he drops the news on me. Hey, man, I'm moving. I was like, what? What do you mean you're moving? I'm moving. Because he resided in Britain when I first contacted him on Instagram.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, oh, I'm moving. I'm moving to Melbourne, Australia. And I was like, what? Why? And he's like, oh, wow. It's a job opportunity over there. And so I want to go take it. I was like, all right, well, does this mean you're not going to be able to draw Ghetto Dragon anymore? And this is why, Alan, if you ever listen to this, Alan, if you ever come across this channel and this video, Alan, you are the real one, man. You are the best. Because he said, well, that's the reason why I'm emailing you, because I want to see if you can wait for me. And when I settle at Melbourne, we'll keep working. Wow. So I was like, all right, cool. All right. You know what? I told him, you know what? I'll do it. I'll wait for you. So he moved. He did it was like 2-3 months, 4 months where he got settled finally, and he emailed me. All right, I'm ready, man. Let's do this. He's all, but I can't churn out the pages that I used to back then because I got a new job and it's very demanding. So I can only do X amount of pages per week. And I was like, all right, fine. So the idea of releasing it consistently online out the window.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm not going to do that no more. So it went in the snail's pace at that for a year and a half. It's snail's pace. 1 page a week sometimes, 1 page every other week sometimes. So I stuck with it. I stuck with it because I did not want to replace him and I did not want to start over again with a new artist. Fast forward 2 years, Kyle. He sends me an email. Hey, man, I'm moving. It's not working out here in Melbourne. Okay. All right. So it's like,
Take
so
two.
does this mean you're going to not be able to draw the book anymore? No. Once again, I'm moving to Sweden this time, but I still want to finish it. Will you please wait for me? So I said, okay, I'll wait for you. So
Wow.
he did it again. He moved to Sweden, settled there.
This is like out of a Hallmark movie or something
Dude,
like that.
it's the most wildest experience I ever had making a comic book. And so he moved to Sweden, and this time the job he got was a little bit less demanding, but still not able to commit fully like he did in the beginning. So we kept going, and steady as she went. He was okay. Hey man, everything cool? Are you not gonna move anywhere? You're not gonna like.
You
No,
finally
I'm good,
stay
man.
in one place.
He's like, I think Sweden is oh no, not Sweden. I think it was Norway. I think it was Norway that he moved to. He's like, it's working out here. We're actually I like my job. It's actually steady. I think I'm gonna settle here. So we kept going, and then finally, we get to the second to last chapter, the beginning of it, and we're like, okay, just 2 more chapters and we're good to go, right?
Yeah.
Then he drops another bomb on me. Hey man, I'm gonna go back to school and I'm gonna go full time, and I can't commit to the project no more.
Oh man.
And I was like, I don't want to say the F word aloud, but I was like, okay. And I was like, is there any way we can speed up the process before you go to school? And he's like, that's what I want to talk to you about. Yes. So I was like, okay, great. And so I told him, well, how long do I have before you can't do it anymore? He's like, oh, it's about 4 months. And then I have to like completely,
Shut
go.
off.
Take off. And I was like, 4 months? Really? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, so if I can raise the funds for book 2, would you be able to do it? And he's like, yeah. I mean, you're going to pay me the money. So yeah. So I was like, so I freaked out. And that's where the Indiegogo campaign comes in. So I offered it. I asked for, I think it was like $5,000 or $7,000 or so, because that was the total of what I was going to pay Alan to finish book 2. I didn't raise it, obviously, because I was ill prepared. Crowdfunding was new to me. I really didn't know what it was yet. I didn't understand the fullness of it, and so I went in blind thinking it's going to automatically finance because people. This is cool, right? People just don't love it. But then, of course, I learned about live streaming. I learned about promoting, marketing, all that stuff. The stuff that I totally ignored during this journey of mine of becoming a comic book producer and writer. And hey, Omer.
Hey.
Welcome to the show. And so, of course, I didn't raise it. And he's like, well, sorry, man. Well, if there's any way you can still raise it, I'm here until this month. So just let me know. And so I refunded everyone's money, canceled the project, waited like a month and a half, and I restarted with a lower goal, thinking it's going to work out this time. Of course it didn't. And then at that point, I think there was that's right. I had a financial hit, and so I couldn't pay Alan for the rest of the chapter. I had to do it slower. And he's like, look, dude, when school starts, I won't be able to do this. And I was like, look, man, is there any way you could just give me 1 page a month while you go back to school so I could at least finish it?
Something. Yeah.
And he agreed. That's why, again, like I said, Alan will forever be on my, if he ever emails me saying, hey, man, I need help, I'm going to help him because he delivered, So he said, yeah, let's do that. And so it took a long time for me to get that final chapter from him, which is what's in this book 1. Because when I did launch the Indiegogo with the low, $500 goal, of course I made it. And I think I made a little close to $2,000. And I fulfilled it. I printed the books and I fulfilled it. But when I was sending out the books, I was like, dude, this is like, why did I do this? Why did I give backers an incomplete book? what am I thinking? What was I thinking? And that's the problem. I wasn't thinking. So then I decided to hold off. I'm going to wait until I get the final chapter, and I'm going to get it inked to get colored. And then when I'm finally ready, I'm going to redo it again and then relaunch it. And that's why it took a few years before I got to this point here, which is now on the Kickstarter.
Nice.
So this is the complete final version of book one.
That's quite a long process.
Dude, it was a long
like
process, man.
Like the Lord of the Rings journey. You had to go through like trying to get from point A to point B, just up and down and around and all the mountains and everything.
Tell me about it.
What is I mean, you talked a little bit about, your struggles and stuff like that. Out of the whole process, what would you say is the biggest lesson that you learned that you then applied to this?
I should have learned how to draw. That's why I shared that comment right there. I should have learned how to draw. Good one, Omer. Hey, Omer Glitch. Don't fret, man. Like, you don't have to say just kidding. We here at a Lucid Comic, we like to joke around and have fun. So joke away. Just don't overdo it.
Yeah.
But yeah, to answer Omer Glitch, I thought about, drawing, like learning how to draw so I could do it myself. But honestly, I didn't have the time to commit to the it's a bad joke. No, it wasn't a bad joke. It was a good one because it's true. It's true, Omer. It's very true. You're not wrong. I thought about it. It crossed my mind. There was a few times during my 20s where I was like, maybe I should just go to art school and just learn like the foundation of how to draw and then practice, man hours and everything. But there was a long period in my life where I was in a dark place. I'll admit it wasn't that dark, but it was dark. And I didn't really have a lot of motivation other than writing. Writing really was therapeutic for me. And I stuck with writing because it did help me. It helped me get out of that hole that I was in during that time. Because journaling, I journaled. I have like a whole box full of journals, full of not just my thoughts, but also ideas for stories, comic book stories, and novels and stuff like that. And so that really, when I realized, you know what, man, I'm gonna commit to, because you can't commit to both. You got to commit to one or the other, right?
Yeah.
You go full in art or full in writing. So I decided I'm gonna go full on writing and just be a producer of comics. And you know what? Yeah, Omer. I've been trying to get at least, for me, 15 minutes of just doodling, of just practicing. That I am doing that, but I have two little girls who constantly pull for my attention, and so it's kind of hard to do 30 minutes. But yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Them. They could be a professional art. You train them to be your professional artist.
There you go. And but honestly, I'd rather pay artists to draw my books. It makes it more fun that way. But I'm sorry, going back to your question, Kyle, you asked what was the biggest lesson takeaway from this experience?
Yeah, what was the biggest lesson? That whole 5-year process, or even before that with other campaigns and everything like that. What was the one thing that like really stuck out that you learned and then applied?
Better budgeting and better scheduling, and also communication. I learned how to communicate very clearly to the artists that I worked with without sounding standoffish or sounding mean or sounding like I think he sucks. It was I really learned how to
suck. You're bad. It's horrible.
Yeah. I really learned how to become a better collaborator.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
People think it's hard. You're writer. Geez, damn writers, bunch of losers on their bench. People can achieve a lot more than they think. No, absolutely, Omer. Absolutely. I don't fault you for that joke. It's true. You're absolutely right. However, there is a certain look that I have in mind whenever I do develop a story, and so therefore I'll have to learn how to change the style. And I don't have time to change styles. So I'd rather be the I'd rather be a Mark Grunwald or a Jeff Loeb, even though I'm not a fan of his, but you know, he collaborated with some great artists.
Yeah.
Alan Moore, you know, Frank Miller later in his career when he wrote more than he did draw.
Chris Claremont.
Chris Claremont, thank you, Kyle. That's where I want to be, and I don't mind that. I don't mind being there because I find it more satisfying, honestly. I find it more satisfying to write a script, develop something out of my head, and write it down and commit to it, and then finalize it, and then send it over to the artist who will get a clear picture based on what I wrote. And I love that. It's very satisfying, very gratifying.
It's like almost like an endorphins rush. It's like, oh, it's exactly what I wanted. And it's like you took what was in my brain and you really translated it even better than even what I could have imagined it to be.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and that happens a lot. That happened a lot where I'm like, whoa, dude, I did not expect this, but wow, this is great. Yeah. And for me now, it's all about, if I'm pretty good now to picking out artists that have a certain kind of style that I'm looking for. And so when that happens, then I don't have to tell them what kind of style I'm looking for, because that's the reason why I hired them in the first place, because they had the style already.
Just and at that point, you.
Yeah, exactly. At that point, it becomes just keep my story beats in line. So when you read my script, just make sure all the beats, the rhythm, the facial expressions, body language, action scenes, just make sure they're on point, and we're good. We'll be good to go going forward, So yeah, there's that.
Nice. I'm trying to think of anything else that I want to talk about. Is there anything else that you wanted to mention specifically about the book that we haven't talked about?
Let me see, actually. No, let me play the trailer. How about that? Let's play the trailer.
That'd be good.
Yeah, because the trailer, which was done by gosh, I want to shout him out. I want to make sure I give him the right shout out, because he did a fantastic job with the trailer, and it's the trailer that I'll play at the end of the show. And so let me just find him real quick. So I want to give him like I said, a proper shout out. Let's see, where are you?
Again, we're a high production budget show here. We have everything laid out 100% of the time. If you have, while he's getting that picked up, I'm just going to also make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate it. We love talking with you. Again, as we mentioned, as we're talking about this whole time, Ghetto Dragon up on Kickstarter. We'll also post a link in the chat as well, or if one of our channel member helpers can also do that as well, that would be also great. Again, we have a very high production budget show. There it is. So there's the link for the Kickstarter. Definitely check it out, as we've talked about this whole time. But
sorry, hold on. I got a better one here.
Need more wrenches in here. Okay, so there's another link.
The creator of this trailer is named Anime Sparkstar. Talk about a godsend once again. He was he normally does trailers for people and for himself. Mm-hmm. And one day he tweeted out, "Hey, I'm doing a contest, so whoever wins, I'll produce for you a free trailer for your comic book project." And then the runner-ups,
that's pretty good.
Yeah, the runner-ups will get a discount rate for a trailer. So I was a runner-up. So he's like, "Hey man, like you're a runner-up, so here's my rate, but here's the discount. So here's the price. Are you interested?" And I was like, "Yes, let's do it." And so here it is. Let me share this with you guys so you guys can check it out.
Check it out.
Can you hear it?
Yeah, it's very low.
Oh gosh, hold on. Give me a second. again, production value.
Or,
Very high.
Spared no expense. Now I can't hear it.
Now you can't hear it?
No. Again, it's just
Welcome to a Lucid comic.
everything goes completely to plan. Nothing ever happens.
All right, what about now?
No.
Oh gosh. Man, I picked the audio. Hold on. What about now?
No. No sound.
Okay, hold on. Unbelievable.
Man, just we are having quite the day, aren't we?
We are having quite the day. Hold on, give me a second. Give me a second here. We're gonna get this right, dagnabbit.
Well, while he's still struggling to figure that out, I would like to also thank everybody.
It was an
in
ordinary
the chat.
night.
There we go.
Okay,
That's
cool.
better.
Here we go. Here we go.
During an ordinary jog, when Matt.
Here we go.
It was an ordinary night. During an ordinary jog, when Matt Guerra stepped into his destiny. Using his Jeet Kune Do, Matt teaches would-be violators that the cost of crime is too high for them to afford. But little does Matt know, his act of bravery has run afoul of Los Valientes, Orange County's most notorious street gang. The head of Los Valientes, the mysterious dreamer, decides to make an example out of Matt. And amidst a brutal game of tit for tat, where anyone could get caught in the crossfire, Matt Guerra must bring an end to Los Valientes' wave of crime before his loved ones pay the ultimate price for his heroism. Matt Guerra is the Ghetto Dragon.
So there you have it.
Nice.
That pretty much
pretty cool.
encapsulates the whole, pretty much the story of what you're gonna get for book one. And so, well, once again, we got four backers tonight. Great, thank you guys for your support. I hope you guys, I hope you guys will enjoy the story when you guys get it. But don't forget the foil cover, one of a kind. You're not gonna get it anywhere else, and you're not gonna get it after this campaign's over. And the same thing goes for the Black Belt campaign. I didn't have it ready, unfortunately. However, this Monday, I more than likely will do a special live stream where I'm going to offer something to you guys where you guys will be able to get 25% off the campaign. So,
wow.
So keep that in mind. I didn't have enough time today to get it ready because I was going to get it ready, but I decided just to hold off. So Monday, Labor Day. Hey, it's Labor Day.
Labor Day long.
I will live stream. It won't be at 7, and probably a little earlier. So I'll make sure to tweet that out, guys, so that way you guys can know what time I'll stream. And so if the price points are a bit too high for you, and I totally understand why, right now times are tough economically, and people are not spending as much as they were a few years back. So that's why I'm going to offer a special discount to you guys. Come Monday, it will be 25% off, but I'll elaborate and give more details on Monday as to how you can get that 25% off any of the tiers that you choose.
Oh, wow. That's pretty generous.
Yeah. Again, it's because you guys, I love you guys. The 40 plus people who are here, who are watching right now, who watch every week when we come on Friday. I appreciate you guys, and also appreciate the people I have that I follow on Twitter and other social medias like Instagram and Threads and so on and so forth. And I want to put my money where my mouth is, right? Because our show we like to talk about like for instance, is it worth the pickup? We break down comic book stories in this show. And not a lot of times, but sometimes we do read comic books that are kind of, this could have been better.
Yeah,
And so,
it's like this was bad.
yeah. And one of my own personal gripes of the individuals that are out there, the YouTubers that are out there who just crap on everything, my major gripe with those people is, why don't you try to make something then? If you think this movie A is terrible and doesn't deserve your time or money, or if you think this comic book shouldn't be picked up, or it's crap, and Marvel and DC are not, they don't care anymore, they hate you guys, so on and so forth, then why don't you do something? Why don't you change it up or produce your own book? And on top of that, why don't you maybe shout out a few indie books that you think is worth your time and money?
Yeah.
And so that's what Ghetto Dragon, not just Ghetto Dragon, but Reset Protocol, Vigilant Fury, Asset 13, Samuel Zeon. Those are 4 titles, other titles that I'm producing because, like everyone else, I do see the quality of stories go down a bit the past 10 plus years. I have seen, some of the comic books that I used to love reading every month go down in story value, where I'm like, what am I reading here? I just spent $5 on this thing, or I just spent 30 bucks on this thing, or more. Yeah, exactly. And it's left me wondering what's going on here. Why is this going on? So instead of creating a YouTube channel and just, this is crap,
It's horrible, bad, terrible, get rid of it.
Yeah. We focus on what's good. We focus on what's worth, picking up and reading and buying. And on top of that, I want to write stuff that will get people excited again about comic books. And so here it is. Ghetto Dragon is the beginning point. It all starts here with Ghetto Dragon. A Lucid comic. I want it to be, you look at companies like the Ripperverse, like Eric July's company. You have Iconic Comics. You even have all caps with EVS, and then other little small publishing companies. There's the Diaz brothers, who's doing their thing over there. And so you have all these little pockets of indie creators who are developing some cool stuff. Not all of them, but some of them are like, oh, I can see, this in a few years, these groups here are gonna move up. And some of those companies, some of those small, not just the companies, but other indie creators, they don't have, the quality is not as good as I would hope it would be.
Putting it mildly.
Yeah, and so whenever I sit down and write a story, I always ask myself, would I enjoy this? Would the person next to me enjoy this? My wife is a great indicator of that, because if I pitch her an idea and she gives me the basic, that sounds pretty cool, it's crap. It's
horrible.
Crap. It's horrible. Back to the drawing board. Let's spice it up. And it's always, whenever she gives me like then it's like, okay, I got something, right? Because she doesn't read comics. She's never read comic books in her life. She doesn't care about comics. It's nothing to her. It's like whatever for her.
It's just a pile in the corner of the
but she does know a good story because she's a consumer. She watches films, she watches TV shows, and she has good taste. I'll admit, it may not be to my liking. It's not my cup of tea what she likes, but there's a few times where she surprised me. I was like, you know what, this is pretty good. Wow, you have good taste. This is really good stuff. So,
well, I mean, she married you, so that's something.
There you go. Exactly. Exactly. So, I my wife is the one I always go to whenever I want to pitch. And Kyle's the same way. I sometimes pitch stuff to Kyle, and he's like, I don't know. And it's like, okay, all right, it sucks. I gotta go back.
You're all like, all right, I'll change it. Yeah. I'm not gonna marry you though. I'm not.
No, of course not. No, I wouldn't even dream of it, Kyle. I think that's, unless you have any questions, Kyle, I think that pretty much sums it up, honestly.
No, I feel pretty confident in the story. It's pretty good. I've read most of all of it. I think I haven't read every bit of it because
No, I told you to hold off because I remember I told you I was still
Yeah.
working out a lot of stuff that wasn't working out for me originally. So it took a long time for me to really like dig deep and really get it, really hit that home run.
yeah,
Because of course I have plans for Lucid Comic. I want it to be something where it's a shared universe with all the other characters that I have, like Vigilant Fury, Acid 13, Risa Protocol. That's the idea. And so I had to rewrite a bunch of stuff from the other, single books to kind of make sure it all converges at some
flows
point.
together.
Yeah, exactly. So there's that in the pipeline. Again, Monday I'll have more to tell you and more to share. But tonight was a bit chaotic. So there's a
Yeah.
lot of things I couldn't really get prepared for you guys. But yeah, like I said, Monday, Labor Day, 25% off the campaign. Trust me when I say it's come back to that show so you guys can know how to get that discount, and it'll be worth it. So just stick with me for until Monday, and I'll make it worth your while. I think that's it, man. Like I want to, again, we had this plan to do a trivia show for you guys.
It was gonna be so fun.
Dude, we had 60 questions, guys. 60 questions revolving around the comic book industry, right? Great questions too. Kyle and I spent today just brainstorming, looking up stuff.
Pretty much all week.
Yeah, all week. We were just kind of, collecting information, collecting knowledge, and go, okay, how can we form this into a question? How can we make this fun and interactive for the viewers that who are gonna want to join in and join in the fun. And also, I want to test you guys' acumen. I want to see just how much you guys know about the comic book industry and the history behind it. So it was one of those things where I was really excited about it. And then, of course, this freaking tier maker crashes, and now I can't. There's no way to access the trivia creator that we put together.
Yeah, and then we had all of the information on there. All the pictures, all the questions. It was all on there.
Yeah, we're ready to go.
Access it.
So maybe Monday if Kyle can join me, but if not, maybe next Friday. But I want to show you guys what else in the offer. Should I wait until Friday or should I show you guys now? What do you think?
No, wait till we actually do it. We're gonna do
it. Okay.
Because I was thinking, it's not like we're like not gonna do it, even if the stupid thing never gets back up and working. We kind of remember what the questions were. We'll try a different one. Hopefully that one will be a lot better, and we'll have a backup this time. But we'll do the trivia game, and with all the other fun stuff like a normal show that we do. It's just today was just literally Murphy's Law in effect.
Well, yeah, Murphy's Law for sure to the fullest extent. Absolutely. Oh man. Unbelievable. Honestly, unbelievable.
But hey, we make the best for what we got. Again, we're so appreciative of everybody that does come onto this show and watches us.
Yes.
We really appreciate it. I want you guys to really know that. We're not kidding around. We have lots of fun and stuff like that, but we love every single one of you guys coming on and having fun while we're here.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. Is we want to have fun. And we want to make a group of people that all share our similar values. It's just like communism. We just want to have everybody be a commie. No, I'm just kidding. But in reality, all seriousness, again, we love you guys. Please keep on subscribing, commenting, liking the videos. Because once we get big enough, then we'll actually maybe have a budget that we can.
That we can have an actual high value production. Of our show. But okay. So I'll just wait until the next show next Friday. What are you going to be busy Monday? I assume.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll talk in private and then we'll see what we'll do.
So depending on whether or not Kyle can join us Monday, for sure the next Friday, we will do the show we will do the quiz show, the trivia game, because I think you guys will dig it. You guys will love it. And speaking of which, look at this. What's up, Ray?
How's it going, Ray?
Ray, I hope you could join us on that show because there's a lot of trivia that I'm actually kind of hoping you could be part of, so I could see just how much you know. I'm curious to know.
I'll give you a little bit of a hint. You're also a question.
Yes, you made it as a question, my friend. So he's late. So he's late. So yeah, just real quick, Ray, since you came in a little late, Kyle and I put together a trivia game. It's about like 60 questions, 5 rounds, and you ended up as one of the questions. Like one of the multiple answers to a question that I think you'll appreciate. And so it's 60 questions of trivia of comic book history and lore and all that stuff. So I'm curious to see just how much you know, Ray, when it comes to if you do get a chance to join us in that show.
But as we mentioned, though, the site that we had the trivia game crashed.
Yeah,
and
it crashed.
Can't access it. So has to be for next time.
What a crappy situation, man. Can't believe it. I can't believe that happened. So I think that's it. That's pretty much the plan was to talk about the campaign, the Ghetto Dragon campaign, and then the second hour we would have started the trivia game and invite people in and join in and all that stuff. And
we were hoping in the time that we were doing it would get back up and running, but it's still not.
Yeah.
So
it didn't work out. So we're gonna do something that we haven't done in a long while, actually.
Oh, okay.
And wait, did you send me those pages or no?
I believe so. I think
okay. So I'll have to get those. Give me a second. Let me get this situation ready.
Yeah, I can. High production budget.
High production value. Just give me a second, guys. Sorry. It's almost there.
Yeah, pen and paper. The thing is about that, though, it was we had it all set up, and we wanted to make sure that it was as even and fair as possible, because we actually are going to be, doing a lot of really fun stuff with some cool prizes. Yeah. So we wanted to make sure it was as fair as possible.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why we went with the generator thing. But maybe we're not going to use them again.
I mean, we'll see.
We'll see.
Maybe there's a way I could download it, so that way I don't have to. If it happens again, I could just bring it up. But we'll see. But actually, no. You know what? No, I think we should call it a night.
No? Okay.
Yeah, I think we should call it a night. We were gonna do Is It Worth the Pickup, but given the fact that the trivia game didn't work out, I think we're just gonna call it a night, because I am gonna stream Monday with or without Kyle. I'm still gonna stream. So it just depends on whether or not if he joins us, then we'll do the trivia game, because I want him to be part of it. He also wants to be a part of it.
Well, yeah, I want to be a part of it.
Yeah. so
you're not doing it without me.
No, of course not. So if he can come on Monday, great, we'll do it then. But if not, then we'll wait until next Friday to do the actual trivia game. But like I said, for sure, Monday I will be streaming, and if Kyle can't make it on, I will have a guest host. We should do it Sunday. If Kyle can make it, but I don't know if he's going to be able to make it Sunday night.
Yeah, I have to check my schedule.
Yeah. Oh, because Kyle's busy.
I'm so busy all the time.
Oh, look at that. Thank you, Arturo. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you.
So yeah, like I said, I'm still gonna stream on Monday, and stay tuned for the 25% discount. And I realized I already have some backers. They're probably going, "Hey, what the hell? Why'd you give me 25% off?" We could discuss it at then. So I'm pretty sure I just kind of ruined the weekend, because people are gonna hold off backing because they want the 25% off.
Murphy's Law, man.
Oh, whatever. It's all right. It's all good. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got for the show tonight. I wanted to launch Ghetto Dragon. Once again, thank you guys for supporting. Thank you guys for coming out and hanging out with us and having a good time. And again, support Ghetto Dragon, support indie comics. You know, this is the beginning of something great, and I have a hell of a story to tell you guys with Ghetto Dragon. I really do.
Yeah.
Like I said, the story is developed, it's done. There is no I'm still working some things out. It's done. It's all in here. It's all written now on my computer. I know exactly where this character is going. I know what he's going to do. I know everything what's going to happen with this character. And I want you guys to read that. I want you guys to watch it unfold and see him grow. And yeah, maybe if you, God willing, if we end up at book 6, book 7 of the series, it'd be great to go back to book 1 and see just how far this character has come. Just like in the same way what happened with me when I created this character. It took me 15 years just to get this to at this point because of the situation with Alan Fletcher, who again, one of the first artists that I ever met that committed to finishing a project.
Yeah, that seems like it's a pretty rare occurrence.
It very rare, especially when you're an indie creator, because you get outpriced a lot when you're an indie creator.
Yeah.
When you find an artist, he's good, he or she is starting out, so their price points are they're decent, they're accessible, and then halfway through, hey man, I'm sorry, but I got a gig and they're paying me like double, so I'm gonna take it. And they leave me hanging because, and I understand. It's nothing bad about it because I get it. Sometimes, hey, dude, you gotta put some food on your table. I get it,
right?
But it's still pain. It still kind of pains me because like, oh, we're halfway done, dude. Like, can't go. You can't at least finish it.
Yeah, just a little bit more. Come on.
Yeah, dude. I can't tell you.
I
can't tell you how many times that happened to me with artists that I worked with in the past that just booked it because they got an offer that was 3 times better than mine. And again, it's part of the game. It's part of the whole thing.
You know, I was talking about that with my friend the other day. It's like, well, why can't they all just be like Boba Fett, where it's like, you know, he goes and he takes the job and he finishes the job, even if the guy that he's hunting says, "Oh, I'll pay you triple. I'll pay you, you know, all this." I was like, "Nah, man. I already got paid. You're my target. That's what I'm getting paid. And that's it." So it's like, maybe more artists should be like Boba Fett. That's what it should. That's the takeaway.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe they should. But yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Really. All right.
So
back Ghetto Dragon.
Back Ghetto Dragon. Any last thoughts before we call it a night?
Just remember, you know, even if it's Murphy's Law, every single interaction is a new experience. And to build those experiences and to read more comics.
Well said. And once again, thank you for supporting us. Thank you for coming on the show every week. We appreciate your support. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the like button, leave a comment. And you know what? If you guys are to the lurkers out there who watch but never interact, I invite you to interact with us, talk with us. Yeah. I want to get to know you. I want to know what you're all about, what you like, what you don't like, what you think works, what you think doesn't work. The more of that, the better for us. Huh? No shame. Yeah. But again, I don't want to
be as naked and virgin as you want.
But again, no pressure. If you guys like being in the background, I totally get it because I'm the same way. Sometimes when I go on streams, and I go on a lot of streams, but I never join the chat because I sometimes like watching from the distance. So I totally get that. I understand. But every once in a while, hey, just drop by and say, hey guys, and that'll be good enough if you want to just do that. I'm fine with that. So yeah, right now it's again, Ghetto Dragon, Book 1, Street Wars, currently live on Kickstarter. We have 4 backers, $170 from the 10,000 stretch goal, I should say. 35 days. Remember, guys, these are one-of-a-kind prints. They will not be available after this campaign is over. When the campaign is over, it's going to go on print on demand, And the print-on-demand version is going to be a manga cut-sized version of Ghetto Dragon Book 1. No extras, just straight book. And it's going to be on print-on-demand. It'll be on my website when I'm, because that's what I'm currently working on right now is my online store. And then once that's set up to go, yeah, that's it. So the foil wraparound cover, gone. The graphite edition of book 2, gone. And even this version here in the Kickstarter campaign, the first tier, the white belt, the white belt tier, this version will be gone because it won't be in the regular sized comic book, American sized comic book version. It's only going to be available here in this Kickstarter. And once again, the price points, they're a little high, but that's because it's all in there. Shipping, handling, the price of the printing, and the price of the book, it's all in there together. So there is no postage fee. It's zero. So it's just a flat fee. So it's $25 for the book, 70 plus pages plus extra content. Same, and it's $55 for the wraparound foil cover and $95 for the black belt, which is all three. It's the wraparound foil cover, the regular version, and the graphite edition all together.
Nice.
What are you laughing at, Arturo? What's so funny?
Probably just my comments on everything.
Oh, what was your comment? I didn't even hear you.
Oh, about about the naked version.
Oh,
don't forget too. Yeah, it's the virgin naked.
And there you go. That's right. And Ray is right. I always deliver. Reset Protocol, there were hiccups there, but I delivered. Vigilant Fury, there's a major hiccup there, but I delivered. And so, Lucid Comic always delivers. I guess your little emoji didn't come out. Just squares on my end.
Oh, it's a salute and thumbs up.
Oh, okay, that's weird. That's not showing up on mine for some reason.
Huh?
Strange. Yeah, whatever. But there you go. There you have it, guys. Ghetto Dragon Book 1.
High budget show.
High budget show. High budget show. And have a with that said, hold on, let's see. You should publish a manual how Ghetto Dragon teaches you street fighting. Dude, Ray, you missed it. The whole first half of the show was about how Bruce Lee did that very thing in real life.
Go watch the replay.
Yeah, watch the replay. The Tao of Jikundo is pretty much that right there, what you just wrote. So once again, thank you for your support. I will see you on Monday for sure. No doubt about it. If Kyle is with us, great. We'll do the show, the trivia game then, and I'll show you guys the books that I'm going to give away. There'll be 5 lucky winners of books from my own personal collection. So it's not something that I, just picked up from the comic shop the other day. It's straight up from my long boxes that I have stored downstairs, and I pulled out the ones that I felt I was ready to depart with. And trust me, guys, when I say this, it was really hard for me to depart with these books.
I know you were showing me the other day, or showing me a little bit earlier, and there are books that I would want.
Yeah, exactly. So no low tier books. These are good books that you as comic book readers, as collectors, you guys would appreciate, and you guys actually, I hope you guys will want too. So come back on Monday. I will remind everyone over the weekend that Monday I'll have a show. And then hopefully this, trivia thing works at that, that day, and we can actually play the game. And I'm again curious to know if you guys know a lot about the comic book industry.
Know your comic books.
Know your comic books. So, thank you again. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your 3-day weekend, Labor Day weekend, barbecue, beers, beach if you live in the West Coast or in the East Coast in Florida. Enjoy your 3-day weekend, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Bye, guys.
It was an ordinary night during an ordinary jog when Matt Guerra stepped into his destiny. Using his Jeet Kune Do, Matt teaches would-be violators that the cost of crime is too high for them to afford. But little does Matt know, his act of bravery has run afoul of Los Valientes, Orange County's most notorious street gang. The head of Los Valientes, the mysterious Dreamer, decides to make an example out of Matt. And amidst a brutal game of tit for tat, where anyone could get caught in the crossfire, Matt Guerra must bring an end to Los Valientes' wave of crime before his loved ones pay the ultimate price for his heroism. Matt Guerra is the Ghetto Dragon.